Welcome to Mall Maintenance Simulator. My entry for the game creator game jam this year. So I just put demo there because it could be expanded into a full game. This is a very short demo, so I just have some settings. I like to put the sound effects down. They're pretty loud, so or you can just use the master volume. And we have our mouse sensitivity and invert y-axis. And that's it. So I don't have any music. I have ambient sound and sound effects. So let's go. There's no saving. It's such a short game, so let's do it. So the boss says the cafe owner wants a sample of our Italian ice. Please take a tub of the mint chip and deliver it to the counter in the cafe. Don't mess this up. This is a big opportunity. So we're going to pick up the ice, this tub of ice here. Highlight with the reticle and left click. So we can pick it up and we can take it over here. I had problems with the footsteps on this game too. They don't always work. Or maybe I have the sound effects too low. Okay. The boss, they asked for mint chip and you delivered them lime. This is your last mistake. You're fired. So then we advance, or we teleport the player to the front of the mall where there's a help wanted poster, so we can left click or type E. A help wanted poster. It says to check with the information desk on the second floor. And this door is openable, so we can open it. So yeah, the footsteps are working. It's just very low. And then we've got, I tried to turn off the head bobbing, but it wouldn't, for some reason, wouldn't turn off. So maintenance is hiring. Fill out the application and come back tonight after the mall is closed. That application is right here. So we just click it. And now we're advanced. The time is now nighttime. Welcome to your new job. Everything is broken at the mall. It's your job to fix it. Enjoy. Okay, so we want to check the job board to see what our assignment is. That's in the back where it says employees only, I think. Oh yeah, employees only. So we can open that door, and then the job board is over here. Clean up the garbage in the bathroom. This demo is sort of like almost like a tutorial, I guess, because it really tells you where everything is with the markers. So we open there, and then we can clean it up with one click. And then we go to tidy up the food court, which is upstairs. And all the stuff is cleaned up already except for this one table. So we can just clean up these items. And now we want to fix the claw machine, which is in the arcade. So we can open this door. And the claw machine is over here. We gotta click on the glass to remove it. And click on the claw to realign it. And it will go back into its place. And now we want to fix the pallet jack by greasing the wheels. So we have the pallet jack here. And we just click there. And fix the escalators. Fix the up escalator. As we'll notice, the escalators are not moving. I wanted to put like a out of service sign or something, but I didn't have time to find one, so we click that to fix the up escalator. I did find a sound effect from Ovani Sound for that. That's what I used. So there we go. Got their escalators are fixed. And now fix the fountain. The fountain is not working. So we have 2, 3. We're just clicking right there, and then number 5. So the fountain's working, and then we want to fix the signboards. They are basically, I would have put a dialogue here to say that they've been taken over, they've been hacked by Anonymous. So you need to get it working back to the what it's supposed to be, which is Black Friday advertisements and a coming soon theater advertisement. Because this mall has no theater. Okay, so the overhead lights now, they aren't working. They're all turned off in this main area. These bar lights up the top here. So now we can just fix them, and this will end the demo. So here we go. And then it'll show you the lights coming on one by one. And to the end screen. Thank you for playing Mall Maintenance Simulator. So in the full version, there'll be a lot more mechanics, a lot more different things to do, which I want to do. So now I'm going to go into the Unity project and show you how this project is put together. It's fairly simple. Okay, so the project's loaded, and I have a whole bunch of scenes here, but only 2 scenes are in the actual build, the scene list, the main menu and the game. The rest of this thing was like I was thinking of just like putting together this game where you'd be playing through a bunch of broken prototypes, but like I never really figured out how to do it too good, so like it wasn't the greatest. So I always wanted to use the Cinti Shops asset, so I said, well, what can I do with Cinti Shops? And I said, well, maybe a mall maintenance game where you can fix broken stuff, because it's the theme of the game was everything breaks. And then so I got Polygon Shops in here, and they have all these different prefabs of different buildings and stuff that you can use. Let's see, shop fronts. All of these are modular pieces, but thankfully, instead of building the entire thing from the pieces, they have, let's see, the demo scene. So I went into the demo. So I started out with this demo, which is the entire scene that they provide as a demo, which is the whole mall. And it's a whole mall area with a bunch of other, like a strip mall here. And this little area here, this is where we started out. I just cloned one of this green one, and put it here for the ice cart. The actual ice cart itself was from a free asset that someone did, an Italian ice cart. So I brought that in. That's in, where is that? I don't know. It's free on the asset store though. Let's see. In the project. The TDG Italian ice cart. So that's a free asset. And I was thinking of using this to make an ice cart simulator, Italian ice cart simulator, where it's like a small simulator game where you basically be operating an ice cart game. Um, So I put it in this as well. So, and then, so this thing has a lot of extra stuff. So there's a little burger palace over here, and there's a food truck area and hunting store right there. Um, yeah, you could basically take any one of these one store environments and turn it into a full like sim game because these shop simulator games are very popular right now. So I just took the whole mall, and it was like this for a while until like the last day of the before it was due, and I wanted to put like something around it so that the player couldn't walk off the map, because they could easily fall off the map otherwise. So what I did was I also have the Cinti Polygon Town environment. So basically, let's see, they have a demo scene of the town environment that they have. And this is the demo for that. So let's like go up here, and then so there's a whole town environment here. Then and they give you like an enclosed environment. The player cannot get through. The player can't get out of it's surrounded by mountains. So it's the perfect enclosed environment. So what I did was I came in, I cloned this demo scene and I deleted like the middle area of it, basically the middle area, and then brought it in. You can bring this entire scene in as a prefab into your other scene, and then position it and match it up with the Polygon Shops demo environment, and then I basically matched it up. So let's take a look at that scene, the actual scene in the game. Scenes. Okay, so that would be the game scene here. So here we have the game merged. The two things were I merged. So the Polygon Town is on the outside of the mall area. So with all the stuff deleted that was there, and then I deleted stuff from the mall environment so that it would fit inside this town environment. So I ended up merging it, and then I put this fencing around the entire mall so that the player cannot go outside the mall area and get out into the town area. Although maybe in the full game we'd be able to, they'd be able to at some point, and maybe they get fired from their job and they have to come over here and get a job as a gas attendant for a while or something. Who knows what could happen, right? So, and then there's an entrance here that I just have blocked off with construction things, and there's an invisible wall here that's invisible wall with a cube with a collider. That's I've just turned off the mesh renderer of this cube, so that way the player cannot get outside of this mall area. So other than that, this whole mall is like provided by Cinti, and they use particle systems to do the escalators and um, as well as the fountain. So they have this whole environment. These characters come with it as well. So she came with it, and then there was some other ones. I have the ice cart guy here too. Well, there's an ice cart guy, but he doesn't actually instantiate. Once you get fired, I instantiate this other guy who's like your replacement, but if you never go back this way, you wouldn't see this guy, but there's a replacement. So anyway, and then basically the entire game is run by quests. So we start with this quest 01, and it just first order of the day. It just goes through these 3 tasks for that quest, and then each quest kicks off the next quest. So we go through 1, 2, and 3. We get this main quest 01, and then these fixed quests 1 through 5. basically. And there's some dialogue in here too with the boss and the female attendant or the mall worker or whatever you want to call her. And this is the boss. This picture was done with rapid. I just took the boss prefab, this worker mail prefab, and use rapid icon to, you can use it to create like an icon of it. So that's what the boss's icon is. In his angry, his sprite icon. So that's basically, it's a fairly simple game. It's all I had time to do. I didn't really was busy this week, so I was out of the house for most of the week. So I only had a few hours a day to work on it, a couple hours a day basically. So it's basically what I could do in that amount of time. And that amount of time was all I could do basically. So then like each one of these has like an interaction uh, point. So it has an on interact, and plays the sound effects, starts the particle system. One thing I did have to do is create a custom script to pause these escalators, because once they're going, like when they were going, there's no way to stop them. I wanted to pause it so that they wouldn't be flat like this, right? It's flat when they're not running, so I couldn't just have it disabled. I wanted the system to be playing but paused so that the stairs show up as stairs, right? So, because if you play it, if I can find where's the system, particle system here, the FX. So as they're playing, they show up as animated stairs. If you stop it, they're flat. But if you pause it, it's like a broken staircase, right? So it looks more realistic to out of service escalator does. So that's one thing I had to do. So I just took, there was one on the hub itself, and it was to play a particle system. So all I did was basically clone that and change one line of code to pause it instead of play it, and it worked out. It works. So that's it. So what else to say on this? Um, Basically it. I was going to, yeah, I had some ambient audio as well from and the click sound when you interact with like any of the quests. That's from Ovani, as well as these ambient clips, the city night loop and the where is it? It's called the escalator loop. It's an ambient sound that they have at Ovani that I have from them. So that's like the indoor sound, and then the night loop is the outdoor sound. And I'm just using uh, ambient play ambient when we come into the game. Oh, ambient sound. So the ambient sound is just two game objects here. When I was trying to use audio sources with it, but it doesn't work with the audio mix. It wasn't working with the audio mixer properly. Like I couldn't change the volume, so I just did play ambient escalator loop. I just put the on start to play ambient, and that seems to work better with the until it's a spatial blend, and for the outdoor as well. So it seems to work well. It's not too loud, etc. And then for the weather, like for the daytime and nighttime, this is Cozy 3 weather system, along with there's a Cozy 3 game creator um, module you can get to allow you to control Cozy. from Game Creator itself. So then it gives you like a set. You can set the time. So basically, all I did was set the time to nighttime when the player comes back to the mall after being hired as the maintenance worker. So yeah, so all I did was just set it to nighttime using that extension. And the other thing with Cozy is you need this FX block zone. Otherwise, if you have weather, it will like rain inside the mall. So I had to, although I turned off all the weather eventually because I just found that their ambient sounds were way too loud and I couldn't figure out how to turn it down or to control that. So, but I had this FX block zone in there too to stop it from raining inside the mall or snowing, etc. But I turned off all the weather in Cozy as well. And they give you a, where's the Cozy sphere? Cozy weather sphere, where you can control the weather and the time and all that. At design time, you can set that up. So yeah, I just set it to cloudy or clear. But by default, they have a whole bunch of other weather in there. So, but I found it was better just to turn it off for this. Characters that come with Polygon shops do not have animations. So I had to use the Cinti base locomotion animation pack. And in there we have some idles. So I just basically put an idle on them, on any of these characters that are being used. Like look at this guy here. You just put an idle on him. So base animator, boss animator, controller. I just used that. And that was, I just set up a simple idle masculine one. And there's a female one for the female, but that's it. Fairly simple. Oh yeah, and for the highlights, we're using Cronect Highlight Plus 3, which is a great app. It's a great thing. It makes it so much. It's a no code required to put highlights on stuff. So if you want to highlight, like say I have highlight on the escalator, you just have this highlight effect script that you add to it, and you can set up a bunch of parameters. But by default, it looks pretty good. You can change the thickness of it and the color of it. And it's pretty simple to use. You just put that on there and put on the highlight trigger, and then it automatically, you can tell it what distance to, because otherwise you could highlight stuff from way back here. So you only want it to be like a short distance away probably. So, and highlight on hover, so that's what controls that. So when you hover over it, it highlights it. Like all these type of games all have this highlighting type of system. So Cronect is a great application or plugin on the asset store for that. It's on sale all the time as well. So, so that's about it. I have a lot of assets in here that did not get used. Just stuff that, so this thing needs to be cleaned up quite a bit. If I'm going to expand it to a full game, I definitely want to remove a lot of the assets that aren't being used. And I'm planning on using this maintenance maintainer. So this one, it's supposed to be able to identify assets that are not used in a project. So I might try this with it. And then, and that's it. So that's it. It's my walkthrough of my submission. All the other games were amazing that I saw. There was quite a few really good ones. So check out my other 5-hour video. You can go through and just watch one game at a time if you want. It may take people a long time to get through it. There's like probably 22 submissions in there. So excluding mine, I didn't have one. I did mine in this separate video just because. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and thanks to my patrons, and I will see you in the next one.